Hi folks and welcome to your Gersnet immediate post-match reaction pod, coming to you in association with Forest Precision Engineering. My name's Alec Anderson. I'm speaking to you from outside Ibrox just after Rangers 1-0 SPFL Premiership win over Aberdeen this afternoon. A win that ensures the only thing that will be getting spoken about in like sports scene and throughout Scottish football for the next 24, 48, 72 hours is a magnificent strike by Todd Cantwell and Mr Robbie McCrory, our young goalkeeper, coming on making his first appearance of the season and keeping a clean sheet as he always does. His third appearance for the first team overall, his third clean sheet. That's all MD's talking about now, isn't it? Aye, in terms of that SPFL Premiership, mother, I can feel the soil falling over my... No, I better not do the Smiths actually. I think that's for the Queen is Dead album, which is was a bit too appropriate this weekend. We go a bit Roy Orbison, will we? Even rainbows in the sky even start to say goodbye, that you won't be seeing rainbows anymore. It's over. But the only thing that's over is this season's SPFL Premiership race. Our chances of winning the thing, which I am 53-year-old. I think I've seen the last 36 years. I think I've seen us winning half of them. You know, we've won 18. Is it 19? I can't remember. I can't count. But we'll be fine. I think we're going to be fine, folks. There was enough signs out there today. I mean, those songs I'm singing are all about relationships, and I think the relationship, despite all the moaning, the relationship between the Rangers team, the Rangers club, and the Rangers fans is as strong as ever. That was a miserable crowd today. That was us. We knew it was all byway effectively before that game even kicked off today. And yet there was a mere 45,000. I don't know if you can hear those roars in the background. That's about 2 million Waynes chasing Alfredo Morelos and Yanis Hadji and all that for autographs at the back of the Copeland Road stand. So. The generations of Rangers supporters are going to be affected by where the league title race went today. Where the league flag ended up going today is pretty negligible. There was the signs, I think, today in the lineup of both everything that's been kind of wrong with this season and everything that's given us hope for next season. 5 changes. Was it? I think it's more like we started today more closely resembling the side that finished the game at Hampden last Sunday. I think 5 changes, and the big headlines were Robbie McCrory, of course, in for Alan McGregor, and a nod towards us getting players tried out and tested, get a bit of game time, perhaps towards with the next season in mind, and Alfredo Morelos bench with a nod towards him being absolutely rank in the Cup semi-final. Last Sunday, we also had Ridvan Yilmaz in as expected at left back for the injured Borna. We had Rabbi Matondo playing that kind of cutesy, pacey, not really getting anything done role up front to being out wide, alongside Fashion Sakala, who started instead of Alfredo. So no hard feelings towards Fashion for his miss at Hampden last week. And Yanis Hadji come on for a start today, and I thought did really well. Considering the guy's been out for a year. He was never the fastest player, even before he had that injury, Yanis, but he did quite well today. It was a grim old game for most of the first half. The best chance we had, I think, was a Todd Cantwell shot that kind of flashed past the far right hand post. He nearly got himself sent off in the stroke of half time as well. Maybe 37th, 38th minute, having a bit of a rammy, one of the Aberdeen players. They went completely crazy trying to get him a red card. And that is a sign of what Todd Cantwell is all about. He's only been here since January, and he is despised by every other team, every opposition player in this league, and every opposition supporter in Scotland. And that's absolutely fantastic, because he's adored by the Rangers crowd. He got the Man of the Match award today. It's fast becoming the Todd Cantwell Man of the Match award. Thoroughly deserved. And Yanis Hadji had a great game today, I thought, all things considered, and that's because of Todd Cantwell. Look, this team, one of the great things about Rangers under Michael Beale at times has been their fluidity, and the fact that I can't really chart them on a graph. I can't really plot their tactical lineup at times. A lot of that's because I'm a bit clueless when it comes to these things, but it's a 4-2-3-1, it's a 4-4-2, a 4-3-3. Of course, it's actually all of these things within any one game. But I think particularly when we have Fashion Sakala playing as a kind of main striker, it's either Ryan Kent or it's Rabbi Matondo who ends up being up alongside him almost. It's a 4-2-2-2. And you get that sitting base, which today was John Lundstrom and Nico Raskin. Previously it's been Raskin and Ryan Jack. It's been Lundstrom and Jack. And then you have what would ideally be Tillman and Cantwell as your kind of attacking two, but that's only in terms of momentum, in terms of energy. It's like that's a kinetic formation, if you like, 4-2-2-2, because Todd Cantwell, you can't put him anywhere. It's basically 4-2-1-2 plus one, and that one is Cantwell, and he just covers the entire pitch. He is absolutely everywhere. And at one point, a lovely bit in the second half today, I think it was after he'd scored the goal, he's coming over towards a bit where I sit in the main stand, right in front of me, and he's just saying to Yanis Hadji, just enjoy yourself. He's giving him a wee flick through the balls he plays through. Cantwell, that some of the little passes he puts through to players, he's showing not just a respect for them and that he knows they'll be able to read it, but he's showing the ability to put in these passes, but he's just showing a love of the game, and we love watching him. So there's a real, on what is the overall aspect of today is a bit of a downer in terms of where the title is going. For Rangers, there was a lot to be optimistic about here, and I'm not just trying to kind of take attention away from the Celtic win the title. Nothing can do that. They are the champions, fair and square. But when I look at us and I look at where we are, nobody wants to hear about 2012. There's still, Rangers fans are as likely to jump down your throat as Celtic fans and paint that as an excuse. But if it's not an excuse, it's a reason, and you have to look at the reasons for where you are if you're any chance of getting back on top. I can't help myself today. It's not even 2012, 2016, 17, 2017, 18. We couldn't finish second in the league, never mind first. Aberdeen were finishing above us. Now that's us. Aberdeen were giving it their all today, and they're doing really well just now under Barry Robson. We were in kind of like pre-season friendly mode. We were in wind down mode, even in terms of the selection as well. And we've still went out and we beat them 1-0. And I think we're the best part of 30 points in front of them. The best part of 30 points in front of whoever is in third. We don't even care now. That's not even a factor, and it's one of these kind of dirty little jobs that has to get done. Will never get appreciated, but that's a base has been put there. Look, I'm old enough to remember Celtic stopping us, winning 10 in a row, in 1998, and what that took out of them resulted in the following two seasons, 99, 2000, Rangers won both league titles and won 3 domestic cups, and that's exactly what Celtic are doing now in response to us stopping them doing 10 2 seasons ago. We've lost a manager to Aston Villa. We had a manager who was basically headhunted. That's a great thing for Rangers to be in that situation. He was headhunted because he won our league unbeaten because he was doing really well in Europe. So that's a good thing that happened there. That's not a criticism of the club. And at first, when we replaced him with Gio, it was a pretty smooth transition, and we ended up getting to a bloody European final, which is something Celtic didn't do during their years chasing us to stop us doing 10 back in the 90s. So I think we've got to get things in proportion, but we've also got to make sure we don't worry too much about where things have gone wrong. But at the same time, we've got to look at, we go into a Champions League group stage this season. I'm going to do a bit of a retrospective here because this is the day that the league was officially lost and we officially ended the season trophyless. We went into that Champions League group stages like it's the most nervous I've ever been before a match in my life. Even when we got to the European final last season, the minute we lost that final on penalties, to a team who, from the Bundesliga, one of the biggest leagues in the world, and had they tried domestically all season, they were targeting Europe. The first thing that Rangers Sport did wasn't even sitting back and bask in that and say, oh, that was fantastic, what an achievement. It was, oh my God, we haven't qualified for the Champions League, what an indictment of the club, not let's sack everybody. And then we've got into the Champions League through 2 epic victories against USG and PSV this season. And then when we got in the Champions, this thing that we wanted so badly, just like when we got to the Scottish Cup final, we got our first major domestic final after 2012, we lost to Hibs, it was a disaster. We got back into Europe at all for the first time since 2012. We get put out by Progress near a corner who nobody had ever heard of. It's a disaster. So, surprise, surprise, we finally achieve another massive goal. We get back into the Champions League group stages. It's pretty much a disaster. It's a humiliation. 2 big factors there. Number 1 is the World Cup. Number 2 is, because the World Cup's compressing that Champions League group stage, making it, it's a game every week, for the 3 weeks, and then you get a wee break in another 3 weeks. It's never been played at that rate. The likes of Manchester City and PSG, who are trying to win this thing and have got the funding of a small state behind them and have had for over a decade, a petrodollar, trillionaire state throwing money at them for fun. they still can't win the bloody thing. They can't win the Champions League, so there's no way Rangers... The Champions League is the most brutal, vicious and class tournament in the world. It's better than the World Cup in my view. It's the hardest thing to win on the planet. It's the hardest tournament there is. It's totally unforgiving. For us to go into that and try, for the first time since, 2011, everything we've been through, it was always going to tear us to pieces, and it really did. And I think it's also had a knock-on effect where injuries, the amount of players, that's affected the injuries. Again today we had Davis going on in the stroke of half time, centre half. Him and Golson were getting a bit of a hard time from Duke and Majowski, a front pairing for Aberdeen who've scored a few goals each against us this season. I mean, Connor Golson was actually trying to foul Duke at some points and still couldn't stop him, but down to Robbie McCrory, and a bit of other defending. We keep a clean sheet in this game anyway, but we're losing another centre half and things like that. That's always going to affect you. Celtic have had one clear vision, one manager for 2 seasons in the trot, 2 whole years put together, and that makes all the difference when it comes to this eternal 2-horse race that we are now finally back in. But I see today, Cantwell, Raskin having a great game again at the base of that midfield. Rabbi Matondo kind of confirming, he's an enigma. One of the things that did go wrong this season. But behind all that, we've got John Bennett, putting our new chairman, putting Bisgrove in there as his kind of consigliere, and he's taken out Tatalia, he's taken out Barzini, he's taken out Cuneo, he's taken out all the people within Ibrox that he thinks aren't doing the business. Now, movement for the sake of it isn't always progress, and some of these people are leaving because they've more than earned a bit of rest away from this the madness that is Rangers. But things are moving. I think we've got a manager who kind of knows what he's doing. There's enough positivity there. I think we're going to be okay. And it was important that we won today, though, because sometimes, remember when we won the league 2 years ago, Celtic kind of gave it to us by drawing 0-0 up at Tannadice, and it adds to the sense of the kind of moroseness of the whole thing. So it was good that we went out with a win today. As I say, Todd Cantwell, absolutely fantastic. Second half, we weren't doing in-swinging corners today. I noticed that, where Ridvan Yilmaz, I thought, the talk is that he may leave anyway, but I thought he was absolutely fantastic today. He was really, really steady in place of Borna. But it was the fullbacks were taking the corners from their own side, and it was Todd Cantwell, not back post, but at the back of the box from where. The back of the 18-yard box, saying to Tav, just give him the signal, get it over to me, and Tav floats it right over to him, and he just hits it first time, takes it to volley. Wearing the number 13 jersey, the Gerdmuller jersey, and you better be good when you wear that number, and he is sublime, Todd Cantwell. And it goes, absolutely fantastic. Tav has to calm Cantwell down later on because he's getting upset about something. He's got it. He plays on the edge, and he's exactly what this club needs, and he is going to drag us forward, and this manager's going to get the players in to help him and Raskin and James Tavernier drag this club forward. It's a weird day, folks. Rangers have won, but it's still overall it's a bit of a downer. But I don't have any great fears, and I hope that's a thought that's shared by the boys who will be doing the main pod tonight. It's up to them, I don't care. Obviously one way or another, they're still great lads, whatever their opinion is, and I just all I care about is people articulating their opinion well, and they always do. It'll be a pleasure for you guys to listen to Colin Armstrong, Mr. Gersnet himself. He'll be in the hot seat, and it's the inimitable David Fraser and Chris Jack will be joining us tonight as well. So that's going to be a fantastic pod. They can start the kind of post-mortem on the season and have a proper analysis of today's game, and I know you'll enjoy that, folks. And I hope you enjoy today's result, and we'll look forward to the wee kind of off-Broadway show. There's nothing at stake next week except pride. We've got an unbeaten home record domestically this season. Celtic will no doubt be coming to take that from us next Saturday, but it'd be nice to. I think we've been getting closer and closer to them in these games. I know that sounds a bit kind of pathetic, but we're going to. I feel we've got something in us. Give them a bit of a scalping next week, get right under their skin, give them something to think about in terms of next season, a season that it is now all about, because this one's dead. See you later, folks.